You are about to hear the story of Nikki. This was her before she entered the BAC. This is her now.
Good morning. Yeah, I was born in Stafford Hospital. I'm one of 8, so I've got 4 sisters and 3 brothers. It was a really busy house. I was in top sets at school. And at the age of 10, Christmas, I took my first alcoholic drink, which was hooch. So I'd only drink that regularly then at that age, but at the age of 12 I started drinking crates of alcohol, WKDs at the weekend, and then my grades started dropping. I started playing around at school, and then I hit the cider because it was cheap. I was getting it at the weekends, but then I'd start drinking every day from a very young age. Started to get arrested at 15. Then I thought it was laughable. It didn't bother me. So I carried on getting arrested, went to court, worked with youth offending and Addict at the time. And I was diagnosed with liver damage at 15. But I carried on. I got worse, to be honest. I started experimenting with ecstasy, cannabis, while holding down a job. I got expelled from school. And then I carried on getting arrested near enough every day. I got put on a tag, which I thought would be funny to take off to go and get more alcohol. So I did my first experience then in prison. And I carried on getting arrested, and then they offered me a choice of rehab or prison, which was a daycare. So I chose the daycare. I didn't have a clue. What the rehab involved. So I did everything I shouldn't have done. Went home drinking, passed in a breathalyzer. I got in an exclusive relationship there. Even when I was in there, I was going out using at the weekend at the pub. And then I got really close to a girl called Kath, and she passed away just before my 19th birthday. She went through the residential, whereas I went through daycare, and she lived in Stone as well. So we were really close, and I ended up burying her just before my 19th birthday, and it broke me. So I then started going boxing. So I switched one addiction to the other, but while I was going boxing, I was smoking cannabis every day. I was doing talks in schools about alcohol and drug addiction while I was thinking of alcohol. But the kids were really good. That was my passion. But unfortunately, I started drinking again, and then my pancreas started. I started getting pancreatitis. When my liver had cleared up then.
Was this a result of your addiction?
Yeah, I thought it was stomach acid. I got a few illnesses going on with my belly anyway, so I just thought it was stomach acid. Until I ended up in bed for 9 months. I refused to go to the doctors constantly because I knew it was my own fault, but I didn't know how ill I was. I had duodentitis, pancreatitis, and a blocked bowel. So yeah, I spent 9 months in bed on build-up drinks. Went from 11 stone to 5 stone 4. I lied to the doctor. I said I'd eaten because they were going to put a feeding tube in me that day. I said I'd eaten, and my stepdad was with me, and it made him cry at the hospital. But I wasn't really bothered because I was very poorly. And then I started taking tramadol and codeine, so I was addicted to it. I was a healthy boxer before. I did really well. I was really muscly, and then went to 5 stone 4. I couldn't walk again. So I was on like 8 build-up drinks a day. I wasn't even taking them just for my tablets. And then I got addicted to the tramadol and codeine. I was still trying to smoke weed, so I was still in addiction. So as soon as I got a bit better, I started taking whiz, cannabis. I was still in active addiction. And then I found one day I had a bit of monkey dust and I was instantly hooked. That was just before my 26th birthday when I came through rehab for the second time. But this was because my family were upset, so I was trying to get them better by getting well. But I was so traumatised, I didn't speak for 11 weeks. I was getting rescued by everybody in the group. I didn't put nothing in it. And once again, I fixed my feelings on another person. I got in an exclusive relationship. I left within an hour. I was on crack and heroin for a good couple of years after that, but the relationship didn't last a month maybe. So I moved back to Stone, and then I found heroin. I was still on the heroin. I couldn't get off it, so I got put on methadone, and I was still smoking the cannabis. So then I knew monkey dust would get rid of it anyway, so I found the monkey dust again and didn't get off it for a good 3 years. I literally lost everything with that first pipe. I lost my house, my family, my morals. I ended up sleeping on the streets, letting people take advantage of everything in my life, taking my house away from me. I got to the stage where my kidneys were failing, I couldn't walk, couldn't talk. I was in adult nappies because my bladder had stopped working. I didn't know when it was working, and I had no desire to live until I come into rehab again. I was too poorly to actually get in this time because I was in hospital with severe malnutrition, blood sugars of 60 and kidney failure. But a little bit of me wanted to get well. Well, a lot of me did, but I just didn't know. I knew I had to do rehab, but I didn't know how to. But I hung on. I went back to my mum's. I hadn't spoken to my family in years properly because of how poorly I was. I wouldn't have a phone actually because I didn't want nobody to get in contact with me, so I could use. And then, I went back to my mum's for 3 weeks. She didn't have to. She massaged my legs. She looked after me, fed me, because I couldn't do nothing for myself. Until I came into the BAC on the 16th of April, I think. I did a couple of days in detox, and then I put everything into it this time. I even stopped contact. I forgot the House of Bread. They were looking after me so much. It's my safety. It was my safety where I'd go. I'd always tell somebody what was going on because I was scared I was going to get killed. That's where my paranoia was taking me. So I'd always check in with Maureen and Will. And they've been at my side the whole way through my journey. Once I came in, they've still been coming every week. They're the only people who I'd reach out for, not even my family when I was in here. So they've helped me get out of relationships. They've put me in hospital. They shut the place down when I was on my death's door for a whole day because I couldn't move, and they waited for the ambulance with me. So they've been with me all the way.
I can hear a lot of gratitude.
Oh yeah, always. And I've just spoken with them this morning as well.
Have you?
Yeah, I do every day. Every day I'm in touch with them because I love them. You know, all of them. They've looked after me, and I feel like I need to. So yeah, I put everything in it this time.
You need to what?
I need to stay in touch with the good people.
Beautiful people.
Yeah, and they were all at my graduation. Six came for my graduation. And if I'd ever have a bad day, I would phone them in here because I had to work through a lot of stuff that I didn't understand, emotions, because I've always blocked it with something, either sport, drugs, food, drink. So yeah, I've been peer support for 5 people this time.
Wow.
So I know, I was going to say I must have done something right. No, I know I've done it right this time because I feel completely different. I feel hopeful, thankful, I feel good. I'm now I graduated 3 weeks ago. I'm in a recovery house. I'm doing lots of NA meetings. I've done gardening, volunteering at the tea rooms now. I'm going in the kitchen in now 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm doing good things. I like to enjoy. I enjoy everything at the moment. So my future, I will be working somewhere in addiction. I'm looking for a college course at the moment. I'm not really sure what I want to do yet, but I know it's going to be in either addiction, homelessness or women's aid, somewhere along there. Definitely staying in touch with the centre this time because I never did last time. And I'm trying not to compare it because that was not the good time. But this time I wanted it, I was desperate, you know, I was on my knees begging this time to come in. And I've done it. I'm doing it. Don't give up. Don't give up. Just hang on in there and put everything into it. I keep saying to myself, if I put into my recovery what I put into my addiction, I'm going to be okay. And because it's a 24-hour thing, yeah, but since coming into recovery, I've gained everything back. I've gained all my family, the trust of my family, good friendships, and the love that I was looking for, I'm finding for myself. Yeah, so I'm gaining every day. Every day's a good day for me at the moment. It's up and down with my moods, but that's figuring everything out. I've got a good relationship with myself at the moment. Yeah, I'm not quite there with the love, but I like myself a lot. Yeah, I'm looking forward to my future. I can see a future now, whereas before I had no future. Yeah, so I'm really glad I hung on for them 4 weeks before. Yeah, it's been amazing. I never thought I'd be sitting here doing this today. Yeah.